So first I'll say B, thank you for... I don't know what to call you, I'll call you B, I'll call you
That's
B.
not, you can call me B, but like...
what would you like to be called?
I think when you write the caption or whatever, it should be Khalil.
Khalil, yeah.
Or Beamus, aka Khalil.
Khalil, yeah. Just call you Khalil, yeah. I'm going to start calling you Khalil
Call
now.
me B if you want.
You know what it is?
But in the caption,
everybody calls you. Every time call you B,
some people
your brothers
call
call you
Beamus.
B, innit?
Yeah.
And then some people call you Bi.
Yeah, I know. Khalil. I know, it's confusing, isn't it?
And then with Bo, I'm like, I keep calling him, I say Beamus. Who? So I'm going to call you Khalil from now on.
Try thing.
You're not naming my son after.
Yeah, I know you did.
But yeah, no, so I want to say thank you for doing this Ramadan. It's a Ramadan effect. It's during the month of Ramadan, but I hope we're going to continue it. We're doing a bit of it. This series is to introduce Norwich and the wider community to the people in Norwich.
Okay.
We're a very diverse community. And me knowing some of the people, we've got some interesting stories and people's journeys here. So really, I want to delve into as far as I can go with you. So I'm hoping you can share some of it. But what we want to get to is what brought you here. That's the ultimate goal, is what brought you here and then what you're doing here. So that's our aim. So when I think about you, I'm thinking about, we both went to school together, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
I know you had a certain celebrity in your class, used to roll with certain guy. So I want to say, what's your earliest memory of the Dean? Is probably a good place to start.
My earliest memory of the Dean. So my mother and father weren't together. Like, once I was born, they separated. My dad became Muslim, had another family. I have brothers. And so when I used to visit my father, he's the one that introduced me to Islam. Okay. So it was kind of like my family, because the way they split was kind of, there was issues because you know how things happen. Like,
how do things happen?
Okay, so they basically split up. They basically
just say sorry to you. Say Abdullahi.
Yeah, sorry, Dad. But they basically split up. Dad was like the bad guy because he was just being a man, or a certain type of man, and kind of being who he wanted to be with regard to relationships with other women, right? So they broke up, and there was like the way that my family used to speak about my dad was in a negative light, and they used to say that he was Muslim because he wanted to have more than one wife and so on and so forth. Okay. So I had a negative view of Islam from the beginning, right?
Yeah.
So when I visited my father, I was probably around 9, 10, and the earliest memory that I remember having is we was driving around and he had these vicar beads on his neck. And he went to a mosque. He left me outside and I said to him, "What's these vicar beads around your neck?" Yeah. And I kind of sniggered, like, and he's like, "Don't disrespect Islam, it'll come back on you." That's the first thing I remember him saying to me, yeah. Okay. He went into the mosque, came out, that was fine, no problems there. But when it first hit me was when me and my brothers, he taught us how to make wudu. Okay. I've been introduced to Christianity before that, and I knew it wasn't for me. I just knew it wasn't like the white Jesus and so on and so forth. I just knew it wasn't. It didn't resonate with me. So he taught me how to make wudu, and we prayed. After I made wudu, I said, this has got to be the truth. I didn't know nothing about the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. I didn't know nothing about the deen. I just knew that you had to make wudu or wash before you pray. And something inside me just said, this is the way. Yeah? Yeah. And that was from age 10.
Age 10?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But obviously I was more like a Muslim by name. I didn't really follow all of the rules and so on and so forth and stick to it. Like, I wasn't disciplined or anything like that. But I remember that I knew that it was the truth from as early as 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what, and the name, where did you get the name from?
So my brothers, my dad gave them their name. So they were born Jason and Carl. He gave them Hakeem and Jamal. They were, obviously they're twins. Yeah. And then, I was born Byron. And then my dad gave me a book and said, find a name, like a book with Islamic names in it. So I went upstairs into one of the rooms upstairs. They used to live in Peckham. Got the book out, I was looking through names. I said, I'm choosing Kamal. Similar to my brother's name, Jamal, innit? Yeah. My dad came up and said, what name did you pick? I said, Kamal, I like that name. And he looked at the book, flipped a few pages, said, Khalil, that's your name. And that was it. and that was it. And then after that, I just ran with that name, bro. Yeah. So where did you grow up then? You said your dad? Yes.
You said your brothers.
So my dad's originally from Hither Green, Lewisham Borough. but he moved to Peckham.
Yeah.
And I grew up in Sydenham. That's where I first moved to when I was born. So Sydenham, moved around. I was in Catford, the whole of the Luton borough. I spent the majority of my early time as a kid from, let's say, age 1 to 14 in Blackheath. I grew up in Blackheath Village.
I was in Blackheath,
Hence why I ended up going to similar school, to the same school as you, Blackheath
I didn't
Blue
know
Coats.
that. Okay.
Yeah, so I grew up in Blackheath Village, quite nice little village, quite posh. Kind of like, kind of like sheltered kind of life.
Okay.
Yeah. But obviously when I travelled out, ventured out into Lewisham or visit my family in Catford and Sydenham, and I had family in Peckham, and then I was kind of exposed to real life, shall we say.
Yeah. And what was that? What's your, when you say exposed to real life? What do you call real life?
Well, it's just like, just a regular stuff, like growing up in a social housing kind of council estate, getting caught up outside, messing around, playing football, fights and those things. You know what boys are like. Police coming around trying to harass us, so on and things of that nature. I have 5 aunties.
5 aunties?
Yeah, 5 aunties, and they all had boyfriends, so I saw what that was like. Some of them had like boyfriends that were, unkind. Some of them are abusive. So I've seen a lot in terms of like relationships with my aunties growing up. So they say like children see everything. So I saw everything in terms of like the family dynamics and stuff that was taking place in the household. So there was lots of, it was quite, there was a lot going on, to be fair. At my grandma's house, Lots of dramas, lots of fights, arguments. But obviously as well, it was beautiful as well, growing up with my grandmother. And a lot of people in this day and age, they're not accustomed to having a grandmother around, like an old school grandmother that will give you a few licks and, what I mean, and put you straight. And that was, it was a beautiful time, to be fair.
Yeah. Okay. So taking you back, because I'm a few years older than you, so I left school, I think about 3 years before you or something like that. Mm-hmm. But I remember losing communication with you, so we went to school. Yeah. Obviously I was old, so we weren't really at school, but I lost track of you. Mm. So when you left school, what was your, you went from school, what was your journey to Norwich? What happened?
Journey to Norwich. So my whole life I think I've been a good kid, like quite innocent.
Oh, we all like good kids.
I know, that's what I think. But like I was quite innocent for a long time. Yeah. But like due to like my mother remarried, so I had a stepbrother, Frame, Dwayne, big him up. And he was like a bit out there in terms of like he was in the streets and kind of like getting involved in crime and things of that nature and like gangs and all that kind of stuff. So he tried to toughen me up when I was a bit of a wet. I was a bit wet, you know what I'm saying? So he tried to toughen me up. And what was the question again?
Yeah, no, so school, so you left from school?
Yes, a school. So
Did you finish school? Did you finish Blackheath?
So in school, I was quite good. I was very good in school. Yeah. But I was, let's say, when I got to about age 13, I kind of went off track a bit in terms of my academics. Okay. And then obviously, due to my, stepbrother and so on and so forth, I was getting mixed up with the wrong crowd. So when I got to the age of 16, I got expelled just before I was about to do my GCSEs.
You got expelled from school?
I got expelled from school. No, me and Leon Sims. You know
Sims,
Leon? Yeah. Leon Sims was kind of...
You must have loved
we had a science teacher, Mr. Miller.
At 16?
Yeah, I might have been 15, so...
They didn't expel anybody, did they?
I know. Just before I was about to do my GCSEs as well,
Wow.
So yeah, Mr. Miller, we just batted him up in the class, man. We just like...
Mr. Miller,
we was rude to him, was like being a bit... getting up in his face and everything. And they just said, you know what, you're gone. But they allowed me to come back to do my GCSEs. Okay. I didn't really study, I just went in and flunked it. Got like a few C's in that, so I think I did well.
You got C, yeah?
For the fact that I didn't actually work hard or do any coursework, I did all right. I got a B in art, I've always been good at art. So and then after I left school, that's when I really started to get into trouble, basically, because I didn't have anything to do really. So Mum said that I've got to find something to do. So I said, okay. I went to one college in Greenwich and signed up for like when they're spraying cars. Like car spraying or whatever. I don't know what they called it. So I signed up for that, went back home. Mum was like, you ain't doing that, forget that. You're good at art, go and find an art and design course. So I found an art and design course at Westminster College, Edgware Road. Went there, I loved it actually. It was nice. I did that for about 6 months, but at the same time, I was messing around with these ghetto youths. The gang was called ghetto boys. So I was in and around them at the time, and the more I hung around them, the less and less I started to go to school. The less and less I was going to college. So started college in September. By the time I was 16, started getting arrested, and unfortunately I got arrested and got sent to prison at age 16 on when was it? February 14th, 1996.
16.
Yeah, 16. Yeah, they didn't, and I didn't have a criminal record or anything. Straight to prison.
What was that? What were they?
We was doing thefts and robberies and stuff. Right. So yeah, like.
Oh, well, what you were doing? You weren't jumping over counters and
You were
banks.
jumping over counters. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, it was jumping over counters.
But that was a thing. Everyone was doing that.
That was what everybody was doing.
Everyone was doing it.
So it was literally jumping over counters, robbing tills and whatnot. So I had like 18 charges. And,
What they had cases.
They was building up a case against us.
So they didn't catch you in the act. They actually came and.
Yeah, they called me after.
They came and picked you up from your house.
They came to my house. I wasn't there. My mum came and found me and said, "Look, the police have come. You got to hand yourself in."
Oh, they had the evidence.
Yeah, handed myself in, and then everybody else started to get nicked. So I got arrested, and
how did they know it was you?
I don't know, I think camera. They must have camera evidence, but I don't know. I think
but
somebody
you got a record.
I didn't have a record, so I think somebody was talking. Somebody was snitching.
Wow.
I think somebody got nicked and they was talking, and they gave up a few names. That's what I've heard through the grapevine. So they came, got me. Well, I went down to Catford Police Station, went to Greenwich Court the next day, and they said no bail.
Oh wow! So you went. They arrested you.
Mm-hmm. Held me.
They didn't bail you.
They didn't bail me. Went to Greenwich.
And you were
Court.
16.
No, 16, bro. The judge said no bail. I went back into the cell and I just cried like a baby, mate.
Wow.
I was bawling my eyes out. And then when I got to prison, I went to Feltham. When I got to prison, and I kind of entered the prison, signed up and everything, and then I just thought I was bad. I just started bopping and just like, I don't know what was wrong with me. I just kind of changed. As soon as I walked through them gates, like I put on a
survival mode.
Yeah, survival mode, yeah. And then there was a lot, I had like about 13 co-defendants that was part of it, and they all started to get arrested and nicked. So it was all on the wing together. So it's all very much like gang affiliated and stuff.
So they put you all on the same.
It was all on Swallow, Swallow. So
was there anyone that wasn't on the wing?
Yeah, there was a few. So
was there anyone that didn't get arrested? That wasn't anyone that.
A couple guys didn't get arrested, but eventually, a few years later, they started to get arrested.
Oh, okay. So everyone.
So everybody said about 20 guys got nicked the first time around. All of the 16-year-olds were on Swallow. Anybody that was over that was on the other wings, Mallard and some other bigger wings and some rest of the other guys. And that's when I was really introduced to other guys from like the other parts of London, East London, West, all them West guys from West London. And there was a lot of gang warfare with Peckham boys and ghetto youths.
Still inside them?
Yeah, it was going off inside, man.
I always thought in prison they all kind of made friends.
No, they did eventually because they ended up spending a lot of time together. So people obviously make friends with people. But it was going off. And then we had a little thing with the 28s, Brixton Youths as well. So it was a tough time, to be fair. I remember my first night in there, I can't remember what the wing is, and I was banned with a Muslim guy called Saeed from Ladbroke Grove. You get what I'm saying? He was a cool guy, so we was talking, and like obviously I fell asleep. When I woke up now, I was like, I thought I was at home, and I looked around and said, oh my gosh, I'm in jail, bro. And then the chaplain came around to see me, and he's like, oh, you're very comfortable. I didn't know what he expected me to be like. But it was kind of traumatic. It's only later on in life that I realised how traumatic it was.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's 16.
16, I did 18 months and then came out.
So how long was that what, a 3-year sentence?
No, they gave me 18 months because I didn't have any previous. Did 9 months, came out, and then then I got into trouble again, went back again, and then came out again. So when I was about 19, that's when I came out and stayed out.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you was inside, did you? I know the dean. I know a lot of guys used to come out of prison because I always remember me and Jerome being Muslims. They used to come out and I'm gonna link with you, man.
Mm-hmm.
So when you was inside, did you? Did you get in touch with them?
Yeah, kind of. Like I used to read the Quran and stuff like that, and but I wasn't like praying my 5 daily prayers. I was linking in with Muslims and having conversations about the deen. I met a few Asian brothers that taught me a lot, taught me a bit of Arabic and stuff. So that was cool. But throughout my childhood anyway, when my father moved up to Norwich, because my dad moved up to Norwich with the rest of the children for a better life, when I went to jail and my brothers went to jail, the younger lot came up here. So I've always been coming back and forth to Norwich anyway, so I've always been familiar with it. Okay. And it's always been like a great place to kind of get away from the stuff that was going on in London. Yeah.
So, so you're, so obviously I know we used to, so we kind of connected again through the music.
Yeah.
So
truly, yeah.
Shock and awe.
Shock and awe, yeah.
Shock and awe, was it? Zero tolerance.
Yeah, zero tolerance, yeah.
So when did you find your musical You said you was an artist.
Yeah.
Was you always an artist?
I've always been into art. So my first love was art, drawing.
Across the scales, yeah?
Well, drawing, painting,
okay. Yeah.
I did a lot when I was in jail as well. But yeah, at school I was doing art. But I've always loved music. I was into it was Bragger them days, like Beanie Man, Bounty Killer. So all that stage show clashing and all that stuff. We used to do that in school. So we used to clash, write some lyrics. I started in school about the age of 13, writing lyrics and having clashes in the class, banging beats on the table. So that was where it all began. And then obviously around my grandmother's area, we used to do the same sort of thing, dancing and all that, like hip hop dancing. My auntie had cable. She had Sky TV, and that's when I got introduced to the OMTV raps, Fab Five Freddy, and that's when I learned about all of that sort of music. So I grew up on reggae, ragga, and then I got into hip hop. And then so what kept me on the straight and narrow was I started to write when I went away. I started to write raps.
So that's the first time you wrote a rap.
That's the first time I wrote a rap when I was locked up.
Yeah. And was that just like a poem?
So
was it rhymes?
I wrote a rap
bars?
about what I was going through. So what we'd been doing and what we'd been going through.
Yeah, okay.
So
do you remember it?
No, I don't. No, I don't. You tried it. Yeah.
Dig deep.
Yeah, no, I can't remember that one.
Yeah.
But so when I came out, then we said what kept me on the straight and narrow was what I was involved in music. So we set up a group. With my guy Ribes, we set up a group called True Life.
Ribes, yeah.
My guy Kevin, good friend of mine. He was a good influence on me. He was a good kid, and that helped me stay away from. So I had two sets of friends. I had some bad friends and some good friends. So I stayed with the good friends, and we got a Prince's Trust for $4,000. Tried twice to get the Prince's Trust. First time they declined us. Second time we got it, they gave us $4,000. We set up a studio in Peckham, started to record, and released our first CD. And we actually put it in shops, stocked it in just regular shops like off licensing and so on and so forth. We had a website. And we said, we took a picture of the shop and said, we'll put you on our directory on the website. We give you the CDs. Okay. You give us 25 quid for 5 CDs, and we'll promote you on our website. This was like 99 maybe, when Google was just when it was just popping. So that's how I got introduced to music. And then I started to link with you when you guys set up your outfit in Forestall, and I recorded with you guys a bit, and did some shows with you guys as well, which was good. So music kept me on a straight path. Basically, yeah. So,
but when did you realise you got a talent? When did it hit you? Say, you know what, I got this. Was it? What is that? What is that step? Is it just in front of the mirror, or do you just throw something down? Because it's not just about the music; it's about the cadence and the voice.
So. I guess so. When did I actually know?
So, because you can even sing as well. You got
do a bit of singing. Yeah. So I think I actually knew. So I was a part of a few different groups, like before I was with True Life. I think I knew when I signed like a production deal with an outfit called Top Liners, and we signed a production deal, and I started recording an album. When I recorded this album, I recorded a good few songs. One of the songs was called Cell Door, talking about being in prison and that. And I think everybody told me that like the cadence in my voice and the way I spoke really encapsulated what it was like to be in there. Yeah. And that's when I knew that I had something. Like I knew that I could relate to people and have real descriptive lyrics that people could relate to and feel in their heart sort of thing. So that's when I kind of knew that I had something. Okay. Yeah.
And then you
just kept on going and just doing bits and bobs. I wasn't as active as I should have been. Yeah. But yeah, we kept going, and then we had a bit of success and dropped a few videos on YouTube, but not YouTube. Channel AKA, then it was Channel U. Or was it Channel U first, then Channel AKA? Yeah, did a bit on YouTube 2006 when YouTube was first popping. Okay. Did a bit, man. We did a bit. Did some shows, did some radio shows as well. 279, Shorty Blitz. We did a lot. Yeah. It was alright, man. It's good. Yeah.
You still doing it, yeah?
Every now and again, but obviously now I've got a big family, so I just do it as a way to get things off my chest. It's just like a piece of art that I can do when I've got time, sort of thing. I don't, put my all into it, just when I can. Yeah, but obviously the way I release it and package it, it looks like I'm really invested because I like my art to be as best as possible. So yeah. So yeah, bro.
Okay, so now you live in Norwich now. How long have you been here?
I've been in Norwich for coming up to 12 years.
12 years?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Time flies.
Yeah, exactly. You used at my wedding, right?
I was at your wedding, yeah. And the cool, yeah. Mm-hmm. So 12 years.
Yeah, 12 years, yeah.
And how did you end up in Norwich? What was that journey to Norwich?
So I didn't take my deen seriously till I was about 26. I was going to university, me and my other brother, one of the twins. You inspired me to go to uni actually, because you went to uni first and studied, you did surveying, right?
Yeah.
And was talking one time in a car on our way from Norwich. And you were saying, I was saying I might want to get involved in architecture. And you was like, you should go for it, you can do it. You actually made me feel like I could do it. And my other brethren, Casey, studied civil engineering. And he was like, you should do it. So I jumped in and did it. That's when I started to really get on my deen. And one of my brothers, Jamel, he always prays and always kind of stays focused on his deen. He was like, bro, just do a couple of prayers, just do what you can do. And he really inspired me to get back on it. So that's when I started getting back on my deen. And then, then I've kind of met a girl up here. And then I decided that I wanted to ask for a hand in marriage. Okay. And obviously every time I used to come and visit here, I always wanted to come back. I just loved the energy of the place. I used to spend Ramadan up here pretty much every year, visiting family, and I just loved the energy, and it was just a beautiful time to be here. So I was being pulled up here, really. And then I just got to a stage where I just wanted to move. So I spent some time up here, and then after that I kind of proposed to the lady to be, or my wife to be.
Yeah, was
and
that then, straightforward?
No, it wasn't straightforward.
Yes, bring the families together.
It wasn't straightforward, bro. It wasn't straightforward. No, it wasn't straightforward. No.
No.
Nah. We had a bit of a bad reputation, didn't we? You know, even though we're good people, we had a bit of a bad reputation. So maybe
family weren't ready yet.
Your family weren't quite ready for me yet. Yeah. So that didn't work out.
Your credit file wasn't.
Yeah, my credit wasn't where it needed to be. So that didn't work out. Tried again a year later, and alhamdulillah, they agreed. Okay. And then that's when I eventually moved up to Norwich. Okay. And that was 2013.
Was that the caveat? If you have to move to Norwich, was that part of the? Was that part of the?
You know what? I wasn't planning to. I was planning to just go back and forth between Norwich and London. Yeah. But that just didn't work. Okay. Yeah.
Did she live in Norwich?
Jamila. She lived in Norwich at that time. Yeah. She moved up. Yeah. She moved up a few years before that. Okay. She was living in Norwich. Yeah. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
And I wanted to get away from London. I was tired of seeing the same faces, same places. Yeah. I was like, I just need a change. I just need to be around the people. Yeah. People of the deen, and I wanted to soak up the deen and learn as much as I could. Okay. Yeah.
So now you're here, you're not looking back?
No, obviously I do miss London, but I'm happy to just visit family and just pop down. It's better for the children being in Norfolk, I believe. And it's been good. It's been testing. So when you get married, it's not easy. You know, you got to overcome certain hurdles. You got to learn how to compromise. You know, it takes some time. So it took about 2 or 3 years for us to understand each other and kind of bring the best out of each other, champion each other, push each other. Still difficult, but it's beautiful. So it takes some time to get there, but we're there now. Yeah. So it's been good. Yeah.
Yeah, I can share that. Marriages can be.
Yeah, 100%. Because I was at your wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
He was.
Yeah.
He was. So what I always reflect on is what is it? Where did we learn to be husbands from? Mm-hmm. You know. Yeah. I know sometimes some of us don't have the best examples.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely.
So that was
definitely.
Okay, so you came through a rough time.
Yeah.
You know, you came through a rough time. You've been to prison. Mm-hmm. Did a bit of music. Yeah. Found yourself to Norwich. Yeah. Right. So who is Khalil now?
Who's Khalil now?
Who's Khalil now?
I think I'm a family man.
Who's Khalil now? And who's Khalil going to be the next? Where does Khalil want to be in the next 5 years?
I want to keep getting better. So I want to improve everything in my life. So improve my health, improve my fitness, improve my knowledge on the deen. I want to continue to learn. I want to be there for my family. I want to be a good father, a good brother, husband, all of those things. So, and it just takes time, really and truly. Right now, I'm working. Obviously, I've been working for a long time. I work with young people, care leavers, around housing, but it's not just housing, it's a lot more than housing, because they've got a lot of issues that they're going through, so you kind of need to decipher that before you can even help them to get housing. So, I just want to keep building, really, to be fair. Yeah.
And do you find that any of your past hinders you from what you're trying to do? Like, you had issues with work, from the prison sentence and that?
Yeah. So obviously my DBS, my previous history still comes up to this day, even though that was 20 years ago.
That
still comes up to this day.
Even though,
So it doesn't leave you. So to anybody out there that's involved in the road and stuff like that, it's no good. There's no way to win, and it follows you. With the road, it's not set up for us to win. It's set up for us to lose. You know, and being in and out of jail, that's no good for anybody. It's no good for you, your family, or anything like that. You can't really get a leg up. You can't really get to where you want to be. If somebody leaves school and works on getting themselves in a career or studying, give them 5 years, they're gonna surpass the person that's on the road easily. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's better to take the harder route, because the easier route is to do what everybody else is doing. To be on the road is the easy route. You get what I'm saying? It's hard, but it's the easier route because you're doing what you want to do rather than what you should be doing. You know what I mean? You're kind of following suit. So that's what I would say to the youngsters.
So what would your advice be? Does that be your advice to yourself?
Yeah, 100%. I'll say stay dedicated. I think when we're young, we don't think about the long term, we think about the short term. I never had long-term goals. I just thought about what's going to happen today or the next day. Nowadays, I think about, what's going to happen next year? What am I going to do this year? What do I want to achieve at the end of the year? What do I want to happen in the next 2 years? What do I want for my family? Where do I want to be? All of those kind of things. When I was younger, and I think a lot of young people were the same, we didn't really think about the future. Yeah, we just thought about now. I want to look good now. I want money now, and that's no good.
No, man, it's great. So you're here now. You're happy. And what's your how, if someone was to say describe the community from the Islam Mosque, how would you describe it?
I would say there's a good diverse community with people from all walks of life, people of all different shades and colours. You can learn from the elders. There's good brotherhood. I've got lots of good friends that are part of the community, and if it wasn't for the people of Norwich and Islam in general, I don't know where I would be, because it's something that kept me on the straight and narrow. I know I said music was the thing. That's what I may have thought, but really the deen is what held me together. Knowing that there's a bigger purpose out there, and that we've got to live your life a particular way, or it's gonna be your downfall, to be fair. So that's what I would say about it. It's beautiful, man. It's the best place to be for Ramadan, I would say. And the key thing I would say is the brotherhood. I feel like there's real love here.
Well, thank you, man.
You're welcome, bro. You're welcome.
We like to end it. We ask you to lead us with the Al-Fatiha.
Al-Fatiha, okay. What is it?
Yeah, initially give us some bars. Give us some bars before you go.
I ain't really got that right now. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin.